Hey everybody, welcome to another comic book review. In this video, I'll be talking about the sixth and final volume of the main run of Locke and Key by Joe Hill and Gabriel Rodriguez. This volume is called Alpha and Omega. It starts off with Bodhi Locke finding the Crown of Shadows, and he's no longer Bodhi, he's Dodge at this point. And this book is basically like you finally get to see what Dodge was after the entire time. And now it's up to the rest of the Locke family to get around to stopping Dodge before he kills a bunch of people and destroys basically the entire town of Lovecraft, and also goes further and further towards achieving his goal of world domination. So it's like this big thing, these world-altering consequences that could happen if the Locke family doesn't step up and stop Dodge, basically. But there's also a whole matter of complicated issues at hand. Bodhi being kind of at the center of it all. Bodhi is no longer Bodhi anymore. And really nobody else knows about this. People are starting to pick up on some things, but not a lot of people are noticing what they should be until it becomes too late. So one thing I love about this final volume in particular is it has like arguably the most payoff that any comic finale has ever had, in my opinion. Probably second only to like Preacher or Transmetropolitan. This final volume has some of the best payoff that I've ever seen in a comic series that's like a long-running series like Locke and Key. And like, because it's the end of the main run, you know, there are all these arcs that were being set up, all these different storylines and characters that are coming together, and it's tough a lot of times for a series that's kind of a long-running series to stick the landing. So does this book stick the landing? Absolutely, 100% yes, it totally does. It ties up everything I wanted it to tie up, and it does it in a way that's both emotionally satisfying and also leaves you like with everything that you could have wanted out of like the ending to the series. It gives some great emotional moments, gives some great character moments. Some of my favorite character moments in the entire series actually take place in this book. I also think it has like really cool uses of parallels as well to earlier issues, earlier characters, specifically between the characters of Rufus and Sam Lesser. There's a whole lot there in Rufus's backstory that parallels greatly with Sam Lesser's backstory, especially in the first volume. There's even a whole scene on a bus where it's Rufus gets like a woman meets Rufus, and it takes place on a bus. And something very similar to that happened in the first volume with Sam Lesser, except it played out much differently. And you get to see how not only just between Rufus and Sam, how there are similarities, but they choose different things that makes one of them good and one of them terrible. But you also see parallels between Dodge and Tyler as well, specifically when it comes to promises that they make. And because that's kind of a big thing with Dodge's character, is he makes a lot of promises and he keeps them, but he twists them. And what he promises, yes, he keeps the promises that he says he's going to keep, but it's not always the same as what the person he's promising envisioned it would be. Tyler, on the other hand, there's some cool stuff relating to him and promises and things that happen that are very similar to Dodge, but just seeing how different characters are put in similar situations and how they react to them differently. That's probably my favorite thing about this final volume. The art here, while fantastic, I mean, it's always going to be fantastic. It's Gabriel Rodriguez, but it's evolved so much from the first volume. There's like, it's the same style, but it's slightly less cartoony and a little more realistic. The edges are less rounded than they were in the first volume, and the textures are kind of different, if that makes any sense. Joe Hill's writing is unbelievably good. I mean, goes without saying, this far into the series. I mean, that's no surprise, but he really does tie up everything so well. He gives you everything you want to see and everything you need to see and nothing that you don't. This is a perfect conclusion to the main run of Locke and Key. And, you know, part of me hopes that we do see kind of like a future for this current generation of the Locke family. I don't know if we will eventually, because, you know, this main run wrapped up incredibly nicely. Would I like to see more of the current Locke family? Yeah, I think they're all great characters, all very lovable. Some of my favorite characters in comics, actually. But now it's mainly just going to be focusing on the Golden Age and like the ancestors of the Locke family, like the earlier generations. But anyway, those are my thoughts on Alpha and Omega, the 6th volume of Locke and Key. Thank you as always for watching. Look forward to more videos in the future and have a great day.